Welcome back to Gary's Coin Channel. Yep, we moved on to nickels and actually finding out that the machine ones, the machine roll, end cap, uh, machine rolls, a little more variety, which is good. We like that. Nickels can be boring, but you got variety. That makes it all worth it. We picked up a war nickel and a nice Beehive Cud die chip. Yeah. I think the nickname is Beehive Cud. It's actually a die chip. Uh, yeah, we're picking up a few nice nickels. Nothing really to write home about yet, but you never know. And being pennies are now hard to come by, and still waiting on a final solution to all that madness. They say that stopping the 25s, and they actually had a omega sign on 4 of the last pennies. I was like, wow, it's like a done deal. But for some reason, inside of me, I think it might be replanning the strategy with the penny. Hopefully I'm right, but we'll see. Anyway, we're up to nickels now, and I picked up $100 worth. They didn't have a box, so they gave me a bag of mixed. So next time we're gonna go for a box. Oh yeah, we pulled up a nice 2024 with what is that? With a beehive on it yesterday. Right out of the gate. We'll take a peek at that. Okay, so we're off to the hunt. Again, anything good is going to be put back here in the corner. You can see it. And then there will be a final review at the end of the video. And if you stick around, that's great. If not, just come in toward the end and you'll see all the highlights of the video. And if you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button. And the thumbs up. You know the drill. Everybody says they like and subscribe, share, comment below. We'll do that too. But you won't. I mean, if you like it, you're gonna like it, right? That's pretty simple. All right, let's go to microscope view, and I'm gonna jump into my microscope view so I can center everything well. Make sure we're good. Go back into, look at that, nice, perfect. Alright, we're going to start it off with a 71 Denver. Typical wear for a circulated coin. A little bit more typical, yeah. Well, yeah, it's worn. Okay, no grading for you. And what else we got here? 19 Philly. And key errors of varieties we're going to be looking for are, the common, the cuds. That's number one. Well, number two. Actually, there is no number one. We're going to be looking for cuds. Double dies. Type 1 and type 2. Type 2 double die with the machine doubling. Looks like a chattering. And then the type 1, or class 1, or whatever, is the rotated die. The actual die rotates. And then, all the others like clad issues and, maybe we'll get a die clash or, stuff like that. 17. Nothing here for 17. And you know, maybe a rare broadstroke like that, or cracked planchet. That would be nice. We're looking for them all. I mean, they do exist in the nickels, but it seems like pennies you get a little more. There you go. 54. A little age to it. And Denver. I believe the one you want to look for is a high grade 58 Philly. And then, you know, any old anything, I'd say pre 1950, if it's in a higher grade, you want to put it aside. And no issues here. 16. I'm looking too hard again. 15. $19.98. Now these very often you see the machine doubling on the 98s. They're really not worthy of much unless it's severe in nature. 21. Have a look at the backs too, don't matter. 97, Philly. You can start with the back or the front, it doesn't matter. 16. Good. 22, Philly. A lot of PMD. That's post-mint damage. Also have a very weak cladding on the reverse, the rear. It's not a car. And they really don't get, you know, fetch much unless it was copper. You know, with no plating. And that would be a nice one. We'll check the weight on it. 99 Philly. Nothing. 01 Philly. Nothing there. 22 Philly. And nothing there. Oh wait, Philly. I have to spin that coin. Nothing there. '86 Philly. Nothing there. 19. Watch those girls you're dating now. That thing on your lip. Say a joke, right? Hey, you got a blister, right? Yeah. New girlfriend. That wasn't funny. 22. What's going on? 2019 P Philly. 23 Denver. Nothing there. 89 Philly. Ratty. Looks like a little spin damage here on this coin. 91 Denver. Nothing there. 93 Denver. Now 2018. There. 2000 Philly. Nothing there. 22 Philly. Nothing there. 03. You got a little machine doubling on the mint mark. Like definitely a type 2 machine doubling. It has a little interest to it. It almost looks like it could have been a repunched mint. You know why they would do that, I don't know. But a little chattering up on it. Nothing really severe, but there is. You got that machine doubling on the Philly mint mark. The coin is actually pretty clean. Let's look at the back. Alright, now let's get a little bit more interesting. You got a lot of machine doubling going on of America cents. See, this is enough here to put this aside, just because the coin's in better shape, and you know, I don't feel that this is really going to have much of any value, but there is a substantial amount of doubling, and also that mint mark. So that, you know, and due to the overall condition, I'm going to go ahead and put this one aside. That's a coin of interest. I mean, whether you can sell it on eBay for any kind of profit, I doubt it. Unfortunately. I may do an auction on my Facebook page. So Facebook is U.S. Coin and Collector Group. So maybe I'll go ahead and do that. Bypass all the eBay fees. We'll see. I'd rather give the coins away than I mean, you sell a coin for $1 on eBay, you end up giving it all to eBay, pretty much. You know, with the listing fees and the transaction fees, and we just want to fee you fees. You sell on eBay, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, getting a little old with that. Unless the coin's got some kind of value, and even like $100 coin, they're gonna whack you for the seller fees on that. Take a pretty good chunk of that. So it's almost, you know, with the power of social networking, you know, Facebook and what have you, there should be enough exposure. What is going on here? Can't even make this one out. Now that's got to be the top in God, which initials. I just don't know. There's odd D over there on the left. Maybe we'll run this one through the ultrasound. I just don't know. Let's flip it over perfectly. Well, there's a lot going on here. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I see a nose down here where there shouldn't be. Yeah, this coin is definitely sparking interest. We're gonna have to get that mold off. Unfortunately, it's the only way to really determine what's going on. And the ultrasound should take most of that off. So we're going to see what happens. Put that one aside. I'll give a full update. Maybe I could pause the video and do it. 1880 Denver. It's got those lines you see, that's grease related. It's not too severe here. Sometimes when they are, they can, fetch a little bit because of the eye appeal. But not this one. 80 Denver. C letter. Back. 2012. Alright, I'm going to pause the video and... Okay, I went and put that coin in the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's see what we can do with it. It's worthless otherwise, and if you clean it up, it's really not cleaning it. You're just, getting off that mold, whatever it was. I know it's not the perfect, in a perfect world, you don't do stuff like that, but I couldn't do anything with it anyway, so. Almost looks like a double stamping, but we're going to find out for sure. And then it will be worth it. 23. And if you disagree, let me know. I don't think it was $1 million coin. Trust me. 21 Denver. If it turns out to be something of interest, by all means, throw it in the ultrasound. Alright, let's pause and wrap these up. We got one roll down. Okay, we wrapped up that roll. Let's move on. 23 Philly. If you don't have one of these coin sorter, whatever counter things, it's really worth getting. It's got the slot. You fill it right up to that slot. That's a perfect count. It comes in, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. They're on Amazon. Yeah, I'll put a link below the video. Only a couple dollars. It really wasn't expensive at all. But it's great for loading your coin tubes up. Your paper. And it counts them for you. What else we got? 22. $95 Denver. He's ready. As that coin is cooking, I got it in for 6 minutes. I'm going to pause in a little bit and check it out. So stay tuned. $22 Philly. $95 Denver. Ratty. Very ratty. '04 Philly. We got the Lewis and Clark. I guess that's what, along the Mississippi River? I don't even know. If you know, let me know. I think it was one of those rivers. 91 Philly. I should know my U.S. history better. Moving on. 83 Philly. It's not a broad stripe. It's just off center with a nothing going on really. There you go. That looks. I mean, it looks like it's working its way to being broad struck, but it's not. It's just an issue. Sometimes you got to keep an eye out for die clash as well with these when the coins look like this. See any evidence of the other side coming through? Yeah. 83. Let's see. We're gonna pass on you. Nothing really holding water here. 89 Philly. The coin could have been squished somehow. Let's say it was a mint error. I can't say that. 2000 Denver. '22 Philly. A little bit of light machine doubling, but nothing really even. That was a unicorn. I didn't see anything. 86 Denver. '23. Really? See people say, oh, that E's a little crooked. Okay. Well, everything else should be a little crooked too. That's just the mint mark. Mint marks are known to move around and get repunched and what have you. Pay attention to that. You're not going to find one letter crooked. I mean, I guess you could in a die crack. Something went array. Oh, 24. Wasn't paying attention. Yeah, this is the low mintage 24 Philly. And we're going to put this one aside. It has a beginning of a Beehive Cud as well. On the left of the building, you see the die chip. It's there, but it's very faint. You can see right here on the left of the building. The building's the die's cracked there, and it releases material like a encapsulated cud or retained cud, whatever you want to call it. But that's where it is, and sometimes on the other side of the building, and then in other areas of the the Jefferson nickel. But this is a 24. I mean, I'm not really in the business to hoard these things, but they are now considered a key date. So we're going to put this one aside. I mean, it's almost odd to be doing that, and I would prefer to see an error on it, but being it is considered a key date now, and they are selling. So if you get enough of them, maybe you could do something. This looks like it has that Beehive Cud. I'm not going to say it is for sure. It could be dirt. 2019. What's going on with his eye? Here we go. Looking for unicorns. Back to the bank. No date. Oh, 05. I believe that. No, 04. 05, you get the buffalo on the back. And the one with the Oregon coast, whatever it is. Yeah, it's an 04, I believe. Nothing going on. 16. So, older nickel, 64. That's 61 years old. I can't even imagine a step there. You know, the full steps on these 64s are kind of a target, but, you know, I guess in a business strike or uncirculated, you find, you know, this full steps like that. Two, 1. $22 Philly. 2011. And I'm going to check the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, we're back. 2011 Denver. I got the nickel out of the ultrasonic cleaner. And I'm going to put that on the scope right now. Let's see the difference. If you remember what it looked like before,
Whatever.
it was a real mess. 14. It doesn't polish the coin, it just kind of removes dirt and debris. But to a grader, they'll know it was clean. It has a shiny tone to it. But like I said, without getting that debris off, I had no clue what this was. And it's nothing. It's a 2014 Philly. Nice and clean, ready for the show. Alright, back to the bank. And you could, excuse me, you could run the ultrasonic cleaner for a short period of time, like, you know, instead of 6 minutes, just do 1 minute, and the coins hardly look like they've been, you know, cleaned. So I wouldn't recommend doing it to anything of real value. You want to leave everything where it is, especially when you could see, you know, any toning and what have you. But if you can't, I mean, if it's covered, you really, you know, I think I would start putting acetone on it and stuff. You know, rubbing it. That's worse. Ultrasonic is all just the vibrations of the cleaning solution. 63 in Denver. Why are we looking at this so hard? I don't know. You don't see them too often. 97 Denver. 82 Denver. Yeah, like the ultrasound would pull all this dirt, whatever it is, off of this coin. But no, there's no reason to. It has no value otherwise. Yeah, they're good to have. Sometimes you really have no choice. 06 from the washing machine or dryer. T90 Denver. Got a bump on the bottom. Nothing there. 94 Philly. Nothing there. And what do we got here? 96 Denver. I think my, yeah, actually, I'm off a little bit. Yeah, there's a coin crooked. Alright, so that's why we have 2 out. So for review time, I'm going to go ahead and look at these. 24, low vintage. Now the real damage is right on the cheek there. It's a nicer grade coin. Initials. Oh, on the eyebrows, neck there. And then on the reverse we have early stages of a Beehive Cud cracked eye. Nothing really special here, but I'm putting it aside because it's a 24. I guess if you get a whole roll of them together. And 03. This one had the doubling on the mint mark and on some of the lettering here. You can see type 2 doubling or class 2 doubling. That's a machine doubling. It's more of a chatter on the stamping process. Almost like a light double hit, but done really fast. So it's like almost like a chatter, I call it. But you do see enough of that in the States and of America. As far as listing this coin for sale, I don't think it's worth it. You know, you're not going to recoup anything for it. But if you have a couple of them, this is not going to bring a premium. But it is nonetheless a mint error. Or I say error, a mishap. Machine doubling is not a rarity. And I usually don't really mess with them unless the coin is of a desirable date, key date, or super good quality. Like this one's actually in really good shape, but it's 03. Really clean field and sharp tone. The details are sharp, and then you do see a clear doubling on that mint mark. So I may list this one. We'll see. Just because it's a better quality. And let me know what you think. It's something you would do. I'm going to put it aside. And that closes this video. And we're going to be off to another one. I have 2 left. 2 penny rolls left from the good old days. I'm going to say that now. I'm tempted just for old time's sakes. I'm talking like it's years ago, only like a week now. Banks will not let go of pennies, which I don't know why they're not using them anymore. It's just let the hobbyists get them, the collectors. And but we'll try it again. Maybe that'll lay down a little bit. But maybe my next video I'll hit these pennies up. Actually, I'm gonna do that. But let's end this one and pull the video up in a new session. And yeah, if you like the video, give me the thumbs up or comment below. Let me know what you would do with these 24s. These 2024 showing up in the the machine roll nickels you get from the bank, and what do you do with them? I'd really like to know what I'd like to, read your input. And thanks if you do. Take care, and we'll see you on the next video.